Hi everyone, we're back with another Divine Masculine, Divine Feminine, Twin Flame Energy check-in. Today we're going to be doing a quick reading just to check in on the energies of how the Divine Masculine is feeling and how the Divine Feminine is feeling. So we have two small spreads here. For here, we're using the Whispers of Love deck, the Energy Oracle deck, and I have this new tarot deck that I'm very excited to use. It is the Arcanum Tarot. So I'm very excited to see what we get with that. So we have the Divine Masculine and the Divine Feminine energies. We're going to go ahead and start with the Divine Masculine. Just a couple of reminders first. If you like these pick-a-piles and these readings that I'm doing, feel free to go ahead and subscribe to our channel so you don't miss a video. Also, you can check us out on Instagram and Facebook, both Susan Dawn Spiritual. We'll be posting some written messages, some written channeled messages, as well as some cool tarot picks, and anything that's kind of spiritually related there as well. So make sure to check that out. We also have a blog where we also regularly post these videos, some free goodies, and some channeled messages. So make sure that you subscribe there and take a look at the website as well. Also on our website, you can book one of our services. If you feel like you vibe with me and you want a personal reading, we are offering 50% off until the end of the year. So make sure that you book now because those are filling up. I channel until, if you haven't realized already, I channel until the messages are done, until we feel satisfied. So if you usually it's, $70 for an hour, but it can go beyond that. It's for a full spread, or $35 for a half hour or a half spread. But again, it goes until the messages are done and I feel like you have everything that you need. And again, you can take 50% off of those prices. The prices are being raised at the end of the year, so take advantage of it now if you want a personal reading. These readings that I do on YouTube and Facebook and Instagram are for the collective. So I hope that they resonate with you. I hope that, I'm being of some service to you and the messages are getting out there. But they are for the collective, so if they don't resonate with you, disregard them. Come back to them at another time. Time is fluid. Energy is fluid. Life is circular, as I always say, so they might resonate with you at another time if they're not resonating with you now. That's why the personal readings are also beneficial. So feel free to book now. Feel free to subscribe to the channel if you vibe with my energy, if you like the readings that we give. Yeah, so we're going to go ahead and get into it. Again, we have the Divine Masculine and the Divine Feminine energies. So let's see what is in store with our twin counterparts. Okay, we're back with the spread for the Divine Masculine, and I actually had to take a second and say, wait a minute, are we sure this is for the Divine Masculine? Because this energy is amazing. It's amazing. I can't even, it's just, the very first word that I'm getting is a rebirth, and that's what it really feels like with our Divine Masculines. For you Divine Masculines who are watching, again, I truly believe that it's mostly my Divine Feminines who watch this channel, who I'm resonating with. But if you're a Divine Masculine and you're watching this, I need to say you are doing an amazing job because, number one, you are doing the healing work. Number two, you are coming into your own as an authentic soul self. You are lowering the masks. For anybody watching this, feel free to take a look at the latest pick-a-pile reading. Some of those messages may resonate with you there, but this is just overall wonderful energy for the masculine, and I am just thrilled. I'm thrilled. Like, it's beautiful. So let's see what other messages I channel from Spirit. We're going to start with this Sun card. And the Sun card in traditional traditional tarot is the happiest card in the deck. It is full of love. It is full of light. It is just success and prosperity and happiness. And you can kind of see that in the images of this card. It's just full of light. There's kind of like a smiling, it looks like a satisfied sun is what I'm getting. And there's this image of what looks like a Venus coming out of the water, and it's kind of appropriate this season because We're in Venus retrograde right now, and Venus retrograde is all about showing us the shadow aspects of ourselves. But Venus, as a whole, as a planet, is all about love and harmony in relationships. So this is kind of like a Pygmalion feel, of Venus coming out of the water, and I'm getting the message that that is like a rebirth, and it's almost like the divine masculine is waking up inside of themselves, whether or not they had their own spiritual awakening before. It's almost like, and I've channeled this message before, it's kind of like they're having a second or a third awakening, and now they're awakening to their connection to the divine, their connection to themselves, and especially to their connection to their feminine. Um, it's like they're finally opening up to the love that is there. They're finally opening up to the fact that they deserve love. Now, I'm also getting that from these tarot cards that we pulled here. I was only going to pull one, but three ended up coming out, so I pulled three for each energy. And it's just wonderful. So I'll go through them one by one. We've got the Queen of Pentacles, and that is all about home life and stability, and just feeling balanced with, work and home. Maybe if your masculine was more focused on themselves and on their work life, maybe they're understanding that the divine feminine can come in as their counterpart, like they really are their counterpart, and they're saying, oh, I can have this work life balance, this work and home, and I can have everything that I want. It's just, it's a beautiful energy, because the Queen of Pentacles is also a mother figure. So it's almost like they're looking at their feminine counterpart and saying, oh, I have this energy inside of me, this nurturing energy inside of me, but maybe, I can have everything that I want outside of myself as well, because as within, so without. It's almost like as they're waking up to the energy within themselves, the nurturing, balanced energy within themselves, they're seeing that they can have that in their divine counterpart as well, in their life partner. And that's really a beautiful thing. It's like they're coming more into balance with themselves, and that's what union is. That's what the twin flame journey and the ascension journey is. We hold both energies within ourselves. Whether you're male or female, we have both the masculine energy and the feminine energy within ourselves. One is just usually dominant. But what is happening as we come more into harmony with our divine counterparts, as we ascend more on this journey, is we are really understanding that the sorry, I have to turn my phone off here. We are really understanding that we have that balance within ourselves. We are whole within ourselves with both energies. And I feel like this is kind of the rebirth. It feels like the masculine is kind of waking up to this, that they're understanding that they have everything within themselves. They have not been lacking. They can have the stability that they want and that they're seeking, while also embracing their relationship with their counterpart. It's beautiful. It's a beautiful, beautiful energy. Then we have I'm going to do these both at the same time. I'm called to both of these. We have the Ace of Pentacles, which is really it's kind of like a new beginning. It's kind of like the manifestation of a new beginning, almost like presenting an offer, almost like something new is occurring in the material world. Especially with relation to wealth and money. But what I'm getting here is that this is also related to what's physically happening in the 3D coming into partnership with their divine counterpart. Again, it's almost like they're understanding that they are not lacking, that they are deserving of everything that they have in life. I'm saying, especially, if they had some issues with money, they're understanding that, this is a new beginning of financial security for them. But I'm also getting that this is a new beginning as far as their relationships and love, because you have all these, you have the sun, which is happiness and prosperity in all things, including relationships, and you have the romance card. You have a romance card. This makes me so happy. Lavish the one that you love with your personal attention and affection. Again, it's kind of like this is a rebirth, you guys. You have a new beginning here. You have the rebirth here. The masculine is really coming to understand that they can have everything, that they are deserving of everything, including their feminine counterpart. It's so beautiful. I'm just overwhelmed with love right now. This is such a positive energy. This makes me so happy for our masculines. this just makes me so happy for our masculines. I can't even say. I mean, yes, on the feminine front, it's great for us too, but it makes me thrilled that the masculines are understanding that they can have everything that they want. Like, it's just a beautiful, beautiful feeling. Because I feel like the feminines, we've understood, we've gotten to this point in our journey where we understand that we're deserving. But it's like, it's really like the masculines have risen to that feeling of stability, and there's no greater gift than that for themselves and for us as their counterparts. It's just a beautiful, beautiful thing. And again, we have a lot of cards about stability and new beginnings, and we have the Justice card. And the Justice card is all about truth, balance. You see the scales here, and it's especially appropriate because we are in Libra season, especially with Venus in retrograde, which is, it's interesting that we have these two images because we have, this Venus image coming out of the water, this Pygmalion Venus image, and then we have Libra. We have the balancing of the scales, and we have a feather in this tarot deck. We have a feather in one and a heart in the other, and the message that I'm being called to say here is that your counterpart is coming into greater alignment with themselves, into a greater lightness of being, and opening up their heart. They are balancing their heart, their open heart, with who they want to be. And it's just a beautiful, beautiful thing. It's like they're seeing, she's still, Justice is blind, is what they say, and she's wearing a blindfold here, but I truly believe that they are seeing the truth of themselves. They are seeing the truth of their connection. Again, there's another sun image here. They are seeing the truth of what they want for their life and that they can have everything. It's just beautiful. It's like they are seeing the truth of, it's like they're seeing the truth of what this journey is. They're seeing the truth of the path that they've taken. Maybe they haven't liked the path that they've taken thus far, but this is a new beginning card. It's almost like they're changing their ways. They're opening up to their connection with you. They're opening up to romance with you. I'm being cautioned to say that it might not be as swiftly occurring as our divine feminines would like. So still have compassion and patience for your counterparts. I always say that, but the energy has really shifted. It has really shifted, and this is just beautiful. So understand that your divine counterpart, feminines, are still on a journey. Masculines, you are still on a journey. You see kind of a path here in this image, but you're doing it. It's a new beginning for you. So embrace that. Embrace the love that's there. Embrace the balance that you're feeling. Embrace the stability and security that you're feeling. Embrace this nurturing relationship that is coming to fruition, because masculines, you're doing the manifesting too. You really are, and it's a beautiful, beautiful thing. You can have everything that you desire, even the romance. If you felt like you were unable to give your all to the relationship with your feminine, I'm being called to say you can. This is a new beginning for you. Put the past behind you. You are emerging as something beautiful, something new, something lighter in your being, and it's time for sunshine. It's time for sunshine. It's time for all things happy. So you can have the romance that you want to. You can have the relationship that you want. However that looks like to you, you can have it. You're deserving of it. You're opening up your heart. You are embracing the sun of yourself. You're manifesting this new beginning and this new balance and this new stability for your life, and it's just a wonderful, wonderful thing. So feel good about yourself. Be proud of the work that you've done, masculines. You're creating it. So don't be afraid. Step into the sun a little bit more is what my spirit guides are saying to you. Step into the sun. You've created that balance. You've created that new life for yourself. Don't be afraid to follow that path wherever it goes, wherever it flows. Wonderful. Wonderful. This is a beautiful, beautiful spread. Great job, masculines. We'll check back in next week with you and see where your energies are, how they've shifted, and how you're going forward on your journey. Okay, divine feminines, this is your reading for how are you feeling as a collective. What is the energy check-in? If you listen to the divine masculine, it was very I actually had to check and make sure that that was the cards that I pulled for the divine masculine, because it really feels like the energy has kind of switched with the divine masculine and the divine feminine. The divine masculine is just, their energy is just so positive and so high vibe. Go give it a listen. It is just truly, truly beautiful. I could not be happier for our masculines, for our divine counterparts. Now, that's not to say that your energy is bad. We pulled some interesting cards here that might on first glance seem a little bit intense, but the energy, I don't know, maybe I'm just not feeling it. But the energy just is not so bad. Now, that's not to say that there's not some chaos within you. I'm getting the feeling that some of you are feeling kind of anxious. Um, and I think a lot of that anxiety comes from feeling like kind of like impatient with how your journey is going. And there's, when I say chaos, it also means some confusion. Maybe you're confused about the status of your relationship, what your next step should be, how to proceed. I'm being called. Go ahead and take a look at the last pick a pile reading and see if any of those piles call to you. There might be some messages there for you. Um, I'm being called to say that I think some of that confusion is normal, because I think some of that confusion, some of that chaos, and some of that anxiety are just triggers. And it's just a call for more release and for more healing. And that's what we're doing. We are just releasing and healing. Now, I feel like this group that I'm reading for, this collective, you have done the majority of the healing work, and you should be so proud of yourself. I mean, just look at the masculine reading. I mean, you guys help do that. As you rise, your masculine rises. As you heal, your masculine heals. You guys have really done the work. You have done the work, and you should feel so proud. So when I say that you're doing more healing and more releasing, you've done the majority of the work. Now it's just, some layers of that onion that have to be removed. And that's all it is. It's kind of, it's not the stab wounds of pain that we experienced in the past. I like to call it, kind of like forkfuls of pain sometimes, because it can sometimes feel a little bit heavier, but mostly these are pinpricks. Just some releasing, just some healing, just some minor triggers that are coming to the surface. That's the energy of this. It's not negative by any means. There's just a little bit of chaos, a little bit of confusion, but overall it's very good. Now, I'm getting that from this first card. It's all tied up, and that's where I'm feeling like the confusion is. Like, maybe you guys have some decisions that you're trying to make. Maybe you're wondering if you should stick it out with this journey, because it can be very difficult. Maybe your masculine isn't moving as quickly in the 3D as you would like. I'm being called to say release the binds that, release the ties that bind you. Release these bonds, because you are wreaking havoc on yourself, is what my spirit guides are saying. You are very much in the 3D and looking at things from a 3D perspective. So pull back and look at things from a higher perspective and see where you are in this journey. See how far you've come. Look at it from a self perspective, not from a perspective of you and your relationship with your divine counterpart, because your divine counterpart is moving towards you. You are moving towards each other, but first and foremost, it comes from a place of self-love. That's what I'm getting from this card, the heart of the matter, as well. We have there's more going on than meets the eye. Recognize what this is all about. And we had this in the reading yesterday, the pick-a-piles yesterday, where there is so much more that's going on underneath the surface. But when you look at it from a 3D perspective, it's very difficult to see that, because you're only looking at as far as what you can see or touch with your physical senses. But this journey is about so much more than that. We are ascending to a new level where everything happens within first, and then it shows up in our physical 3D world, our physical tangible world, what we can see, hear, taste, touch, smell, all that good stuff. But everything happens within first. So I'm being called to say, pull back to your higher self. And actually, look, I'm going to post a link in the description box as well, but take a look at the messages from your divine counterpart's higher self spread as well, because I believe there's a message there as well. What I was being called to say in one of those piles was, we can feel so grounded in the physical 3D that it's hard to see, what this journey is really doing for us on a higher perspective. But when we get so grounded in the physical 3D, we tie ourselves up in that. So really pull back, really look at things, not from an ego perspective, which is the 3D, but from a higher perspective, from an open-hearted perspective. Get back to your soul space, get back to your open heart space. And you're doing it. I mean, you're there. You have these beautiful cards as well. So let's get into these. We pulled 3 cards. 3 cards came out in the tarot for the Divine Masculine, so I decided to pull 3, and I'm actually really glad I did, because this is the order that it came out. So we got the Devil card here, and the Devil is about, well, it could be about attachment, it could be about feeling restricted, it can feel about, it could be about, the Devil is all about our shadow aspects of ourselves. So I feel like these 2 cards kind of go in line, and you see how they're kind of crowning each other. So this kind of makes sense. You are restricting yourself by staying in this 3D mindset, by looking at your relationship, excuse me, by looking at your relationship with your divine counterpart from solely a 3D perspective, from solely a relationship perspective. Look at it as a spiritual connection, is what I'm being called to say by my spirit guides. Get to the heart of the matter. Look at it from a higher perspective, because what you do when you release these bonds, when you remove these chains, is you transform your relationship. You transform yourself and you transform your relationship. And actually, this Devil card can also be about transformation. So what I'm being called to say here is release these chains, release these bonds, get out of the prison of yourself. Acknowledge the shadow aspect of yourself, but you don't have to stay there. Step into the light is what my spirit guides are telling me, because that is how you're going to transform. Things do not transform on the physical level first. Things transform on the 5th dimension and above. So what you have to do is really pull back and look at things from a higher perspective. Look at this journey as, look at things from your soul selves. What is your divine counterpart presenting to you from a higher perspective? What are they teaching you? What are they helping you heal? How are they helping you transform into a better version of yourself, into a more authentic version of yourself? When you look at things from that higher perspective, you heal yourself. And as you heal yourself, you come into greater alignment with yourself. And as you come into greater alignment with yourself, you come into greater alignment with your divine counterpart. Your relationship with your divine counterpart then transforms. So that's what I'm being called to say here. You have the ability to transform and remove these bonds. You don't have to feel so confused. You don't have to feel so chaotic within you. So just release that anxiety, pull back a little bit, look at things from a higher perspective. So then we also have the Lover's card and the Queen of Cups card. Now, the Lover's card, I mean, it's quite clear. It's, your divine counterpart and you. It's all about relationships. It's all about coming into harmony. It's all about open communication and deciding what's important to you. Now, I feel like here you were kind of making a decision. Is this journey worth it? Is this journey important to me? Is my divine counterpart important to me? Or are they just causing pain? Again, I'm being called to say, pull back. Look at this journey from a higher perspective. Can you have faith in it? You have free will, my feminines. You have free will. You can walk away. Sometimes I even said to myself, would it be easier? Just this week I said, would it be easier if I had a soulmate? My answer was yes. My answer was yes. It would be easier if I chose a soulmate, if I had a soulmate come in. The truth of the matter is I don't want a soulmate. I love who my divine counterpart is. I love our relationship and how we have ascended and grown and bonded. There has been a lot of pain there. I'm not going to lie. There's been so much pain, but I kept having to pull back and having faith in our journey, and it has led us to a place of more harmony and more healing and more bonding, and we have truly come into a place of, well, I believe it's where the Divine Masculine is now, just a place of harmony and love and maybe even some greater romance. I don't know, we'll see. I even hate to say that, but we'll see. But we're coming into a place of harmony, of balance with each other, and it's just beautiful. I chose to stick with it. I chose to have faith in the journey, not just for how I was seeing my relationship with my divine counterpart, with my masculine transform, but because I was seeing how it was transforming me, how it has helped me open up my gifts, how it has helped me come into greater alignment with myself, how my own life is transforming in beautiful ways, manifesting all of my desires. Some are still coming to fruition, but I have every faith that my manifestations, what I dream, is coming true. And I feel like that's the same for you. You guys, as you pull back, as you look at things from a different perspective, as you remove whatever is binding you here, whatever you feel is restricting you, you're going to be transforming into this other level, and you're going to be coming into greater harmony with your divine counterpart. But you have to decide for yourself. You really do. What is worth it? But when you're deciding, always look at the heart of the matter. Look at things from a higher perspective. Don't just look at things from a 3D perspective. Now, you also got this Queen of Cups. And this Queen of Cups, I believe, is representative of you. You're nurturing, you're compassionate, you have just this energy of intuition, following your intuition. That's what the Queen of Cups is all about. She is full of love, and that love kind of overflows. Now, again, it's interesting because she is in this image, she's kind of coming out of the water. And in the masculine's reading, we had a rebirth as well. So what I'm being called to say here is keep focusing on yourself. Keep focusing. The Queen of Cups is also about self-love and self-care. So what I'm being called to say is keep focusing on your journey. And that's going to transform how you view your relationship in the 3D with your divine masculine and how that comes to fruition. So you have the Lover's card. There is some harmony happening here. There is some balance happening here. Something is transforming. Keep coming from a place of self-love and self-care. Keep pulling back and looking at things from a higher perspective. Keep trusting your intuition. That is the heart of the matter as well. You need to trust your intuition and what this journey is really saying to you, because when you are looking at things from a 3D perspective, you're just looking at things through the ego mind. And what this journey is about is really pulling back and looking at things through the heart. Looking at things through the third eye and the crown chakra, which is all about connection, all about trusting your intuition. And that is what the Queen of Cups is saying to you, because this, I feel, is representative of you, my divine feminines. So trust your intuition. Trust what is happening. If you're not seeing it on the 3D yet, you will. You will. Trust that it's coming down the pipeline. Trust that as you come into greater alignment with yourself, that you're going to be aligning with your divine counterpart, and that it's going to occur in the 3D. That is just the law of the universe. That is how it happens. It happens on the 5th dimension first or above. It happens within first, and then it flows to the 3rd dimension, what you can physically, tangibly experience in your outer world. So keep trusting in that. I just want to keep saying, keep having compassion for yourself. Keep having faith in this journey. You're doing the work. You're making things happen. Just look at the masculine reading. You have played the part in that. You have played the part in that. So just keep having faith in that. All right, my divine feminines, this was a great reading for you as well. A little bit of a heavier energy, but not negative by any means. So just keep having faith, keep having compassion, keep following the journey for yourself first and foremost. But you have decisions to make. This is you. You can decide whether or not you want to be tied up, but I'm encouraging you, Spirit is encouraging you to pull back and look at things from a higher perspective. Open up the heart chakra, open up your intuition, and you can have the harmony that you so desire and so deserve. So we'll check back in next week and see how the energy has shifted. Go ahead and take a look at those other pick-up piles and subscribe to the channel so you don't miss an update. There might be some messages there for you as well. All right, we'll check in with you later.